Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, in whom we are in great debt. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror who I learned this truth from. To the elders, the bishops, Akim and Akwab, salutations and blessings to the house of David. Salakia. We are the hopeful elect at GMS. This is your brother Quasiyar. Woke up a little while ago, and the first thing the Lord showed me was the weather. I've been looking at the weather. I've been talking about the weather for a minute. I don't know if it's, and then again, if it's my self-conscious, it's still the Lord. Regardless, the Lord, instructs what He wants you to do while you sleep. So, no matter how you put it, no matter how you look at it, whatever your opinion is, it's still of the Lord. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bash and Yahweh Shai. And so, I was looking at the weather because it was a nice day yesterday, and then all of a sudden it switched. It looked like snow, maybe rain. I don't know what it is that it was going to come down. So I decided to go and look in the Weather Channel to see what was going on. And as I'm searching, so it says here, mind you, the reason why I went into the extensive search was because I saw an article of blood rain. Now, blood rain doesn't happen on this side of the world as much as it happens on the other side of the world, because the other side of the world, and when I say that, the other side of the world, I mean, Arabia, that side of the world. And like in America, it doesn't happen. Blood rain doesn't happen as much, and there has been a lot of talk of blood rain in America. But as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen any. And when that occurs, it occurs briefly, if might be the word. It doesn't last long. It's something that would only last maybe an hour or 2 hours. It's not like something that it would go on for a whole day and it would constantly occur, unless somebody's messing with the weather. And it usually happens with, well, let's just read how it happens, all right? I don't want to make nothing up. So, track all current severe weather warnings. Watch and advisories for Washington, United States, and other areas in the United States on the intensive weather alert. Okay, so let's go see what happens here. Severe weather warning, watches, severe storm, Michigan, Wisconsin, thunderstorm with strong Kentucky weather radar, okay? United States alert. The Weather Channel maps is showing you, etc., etc. So there's going to be an extensive rainfall in the United States in this coming month. Where is it raining in the United States? So you should look to see where is it coming down. alert the brothers, to be aware, to keep in mind that Esau Edom, so-called white man, loves to pour things up in the air. And guess what? They affect you more. Rain particles are easy to breathe in. Fog. Not so much the snow, but they still can happen because there's a lot of moisture in the air. Okay, so I don't want to get into this right now, but yeah, I'm going to get into it in a minute. All right? But I'm going to read this real quick. The striking event is caused by high concentration of red-colored dust or particles mixed into the rain, giving it a reddish tint as it falls. Despite its eerie appearance, blood rain is not actual blood, but a harmless mixture of dust and rain. By itself, naturally causing, is just an omen for something that would come. But knowing Esau Edom, so-called white man, he would use this to his advantage. A total lunar eclipse will occur overnight, March the 2nd through the 3rd, 2026. The moon will appear red during totality known as a blood moon. Viewers on the East Coast will see the eclipse before sunrise. All right, let me just go on. So yeah, before I go to that other video. So this comes from the Weather Channel, right? If there's nothing happening, why is this? See, they don't. I've looked and looked and looked in Google. I looked everywhere else, but the only one who's actually talking about it is the Weather Channel. So it says here, while historically blood rain was often viewed as an omen, it is a natural and harmless event. It's a striking example of how atmospheric conditions, rainfall, and the makeup of the Earth's surface can interact to produce rare and visual stunning effects. What else can it do, you may ask? Wikipedia, blood rain. This is now a scientific consensus that the blood rain phenomenon is caused by aerial spores of green microalgae Trentophilia annualata. Recorded instance of blood rain usually covers small areas. The duration can vary, sometimes lasts only. Okay, give me this to go into that. Let's see, where is it? Blood rain phenomenon. Fall. Sometimes, here it is right here. Recorded instance of blood rain usually cover small areas. The duration can vary, sometimes lasting only a short time, like I said before, right? A short time, others several days. By the 17th century, explanation for the phenomenon had moved always from the supernatural and attempt to provide natural reasons. In the 19th century, blood rain were scientifically examined, and theories that thus gave the water its red color gain ground today. The dominant theory are that the rain is rain is caused by red dust suspended in the water. Rain dust, or by the presence of microorganisms. Alternative explanation for some historical descriptions include red aurorae being described as having an appearance of blood, appearance of rain or blood. The phenomenon receives international coverage in 2001 after red rain fell in Kerala, in India, and again in 2012. I remember that. And blood rain usually happens mostly on the other side of the world, not in the United States. Lately, we've been having this phenomenon that's been causing, quite a rage, right? I'm not sure how much I can play out of this video, so I'm gonna check it out really quick. But before I do, we're gonna let the scripture speak. Matthew 24, verse 22. Except those days should be selected, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Yahushua, or there, believe him not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. And that's the point, because we go into, hopeful elect here in GMS. We go into extensive study, and we research things, and we look up to see where they're coming from, what's the effects, and the world, and who and what. And we dissect it through the scriptures. And this is why we know that this thing is coming to an end, and that there will be a lot of people trying to distract you from the truth, and mainly the truth of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because he tells you through the prophecies what's happening in the world. So let's see if I can show you a little bit of this video. Okay, cool. There's no talking in the video. So my advice, you can do it if you want. Your faith is your faith, and your walk is your walk. I'm just saying that, those masks that they tell you to wear, sometimes they're good because they can prevent you from breathing certain things when you out and about. And I'm not saying for you to be walking around with a mask all the time, but there are certain times where either you stay at home, or if you have to come outside and it might be a heavy fog, you don't want to be breathing that fog because you don't know what's in the fog. Or if it decides to rain and it starts turning red, you know, you might not want to be breathing what's in that rain. Just saying. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with this picture. So I hope this video was edifying. Shalom.